welcome. My name is Jocelyn and it is the start of a new month, which means it is time for another Shop My Stash video where I go through my makeup collection and pull out things that I want to use for the coming month. I do these monthly, so if you like them, consider subscribing. I also just put up my palette rotation video where Google helps me pick from my 47 eyeshadow palettes which 5 I get to use, have to use, for the coming month. So again, that's already up on my channel. If you'd like to see that, go check it out. It's a fun series. I really enjoy it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into my makeup drawers and pick out some fun makeup to use for the month of July. It's gonna be a hot one. So let's get started. All right, here we go, starting off in kind of the main drawer in my vanity. Let's start out in this corner right here where we have my foundations and a couple of primers. I think the first one that I want to bring in is this Oma Beauty foundation. I can't really remember how I feel about this. I think the last time I used it was last summer. I have it in the shade White Pearl T2W. I remember it being a little bit darker, which is why I couldn't use it in the fall. At least I'm pretty sure. Maybe this is actually the perfect time to bring it in because it's not, it might be like my perfect shade right now. So we're gonna bring this in, and this one's a little more heavy duty, so I also want to bring in something a little less heavy duty, which is going to be one of these two, either the Bite Changemaker foundation or the Kosas tinted face oil. I feel like they're both a little bit darker. Okay, so maybe actually the Bite one would be a little better right now because it's a little lighter than the Kosas one. So maybe the Kosas one I'll pull in for the month of August. This is the Bite Changemaker Supercharged Micellar Foundation in the shade L15. These seem like a good combo to bring in since this one's a little more heavy duty, fuller coverage, fuller to medium coverage, and then the Bite one's a little more lighter to medium coverage. I also think that I'll pull in this right here. This is the Pure 4-in-1 Correcting Primer. I don't currently have a primer that I'm using, so we'll go ahead and bring this in. And then moving on to concealers, which are right here in this upper section. The first one that I think I want to bring in is this Too Faced concealer. This is one that's a little bit too dark for me usually, but I think I'll be able to use it now. And I actually haven't been able to use it since I got it in a BoxyCharm, I think last year, because it's been too dark for me. This is in the shade Pearl, so this is their multi-use sculpting concealer. I'd like to give this a try to see if I like it or not. And I'm also using a Glossier concealer in a Project Pan, so I think I'll just stick to those two so that I can really focus on that Glossier one and the Too Faced one. But now we are moving on to highlighters, which are in this section right here. Last month I was focusing on my liquid highlighters, so I didn't get to use any of my powder ones, and I don't know. Ooh, you know what? Okay, I think I'm gonna bring in a bunch of Jaclyn Hill highlighters and blushes this month. So the first thing that I want to bring in is this Becca and Jaclyn Hill palette. I really want to get some use out of these blush shades and these highlighter shades. There's a very slim time during the year when I'm able to use these highlighters because they're a little bit too dark for me. Usually I'm pretty pale. So I think that we're about there. So I'm gonna bring this in. Same with this one. This is from the Jaclyn Cosmetics line. It is one of her highlighters in the shade Sparks. I picked this up earlier this year but wasn't able to use this specific shade that much because it was just a little tiny bit too dark. I think it's probably perfect, and it's this nice warm yellowy tone, which I think will go good with some of the palettes that were pulled in this month. So we're bringing those in, which is going to give us lots of highlighters to use. Moving on to bronzers. I have a handful of bronzers right here. I haven't gotten a ton of use out of this bronzer. This is an old bronzer by Too Faced. It's one of their Soulmate bronzers in the Ross and Rachel one. I think I might pull this in. It's a little dark, so I usually can't use it, but again, I think I might be about there. This is getting kind of old in my collection though, so we'll see how well it works. I might end up having to swap it for something else, but let's give this a try. Okay, and then I think the last thing that we're gonna pull in from this drawer is this blush right here. I just compared a bunch of my blushes to the blushes that are available in this palette, and there's a lot of warm tones going on here, a lot of peachy tones, and I looked at the palettes that we're pulling in, and I thought that I could use maybe a rosy toned blush, so I decided to pull this in. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in the shade Mood Exposure. So we're gonna bring this in, and again, we have the 3 blushes available in the Jaclyn Hill Becca palette. And that is gonna do it from this drawer. All right, moving into this drawer right here. So the first thing that I know I wanna pull in is actually, is it this? Is it this? It's this. I am in need of a new mascara. The one that I've been using by Ilia, I think. Yeah, Ilia, their Limitless Lash Mascara. It is due to be replaced. I can tell by the way that it's been functioning recently. This did last quite a while, definitely I think 3 or more months. So it is time to replace it, and I have 2 backups of this right here. This is my favorite mascara. This is the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara. I picked one up from Sephora when it was on sale, and it is also currently on sale on the Marc Jacobs website, so I picked one up there. So I have 2 backups of this bad boy, and it is time to pull one of them in. And I also kind of have been wanting to bring in a green or maybe a teal eyeliner. I have 2, so I have these 2 right here. I have one by the brand Marcel. It is this kind of, it's like a water blue kind of color, and it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. And then I also have this one by Modster, Ardency In, and this is in the shade Jade. So it is clearly a jade color. Oh, and it needs to be sharpened. One moment, please. Oh, this one actually might need to be tossed. Yeah, this one's actually super dry, so this needs to get decluttered. Okay, so I guess it's gonna be the Marcel eyeliner, and maybe I need to pick up some new liners. I don't know. All right, we're gonna bring this in. And I don't think I wanna bring in any eyeshadows. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in this lip gloss because it's this really pretty nude color. This is by ColourPop. This is one of their ultra glossy lip glosses, and this is in the shade Fantasia. It does have, yeah, you can kind of see it there. It does have lots of gold flecks in it, which I'm not sure if I am a huge fan of. It's been a while since I've tried this, so this may end up getting decluttered after this month if I decide that I really don't like it, but it's a nice nude, which I think could be really good with some of the palettes that were pulled in. So we're gonna bring this in, give it a go, and that is gonna be it from this drawer. All right, so in this top drawer, I did keep in some of the lip products that we already had in, as well as, you know, some of the other eyeshadow products that were already in here. The only thing that I added, well, I took out one lip gloss and I replaced it with the ColourPop lip gloss that we pulled in. In the next drawer down, I kept all of this side the same, and the only thing that I changed on this side is I took out the old mascara and put the new mascara in here. Moving down, in this drawer, a lot of things changed. I went ahead and put the one bronzer that we pulled in over here. I did keep in this Bite Changemaker Flexible Coverage Pressed Powder in the shade Light 1. I decided to keep this in. I did have it in last month because we pulled in the Bite Changemaker Foundation, so I thought I would pair them together. And then I also kept in the Fenty powder that I was using last month, and then we added in the 2 foundations, the concealer, and the primer. And then finally in this bottom drawer we added in the Becca Jaclyn Hill palette, the Jaclyn Hill highlighter, and the Hourglass blush. And we'll put the eyeliner into my little eyeliner section over here. Oh, and in case you're curious, in this little crescent moon bowl right here is where I keep any project pan items that I need to be working on that are, you know, a little bit smaller. And then these right here are my 2 project pan palettes that are in my little palette organizer. And there you have it. Those are the products that I will be using for the month of July. I hope you enjoyed this Shop My Stash. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss future uploads from me, consider subscribing. All of those buttons are right down below. And I think that is everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.